Hey, Mike Lake here with altobone.com. And I'm getting really good feedback on my books, and I'm thrilled that they're being used and they're making a difference for a lot of players. And in fact, I'm starting a new book that's going to be out in a couple of months, and as I develop that, I'll tell you more about that. But this video is about the music files within my current books, Alto Trombone Savvy, Trombone Improvisation Savvy, and Jazz Ear Savvy, and how best to use those music files. And yeah, within the books I explain how to use them, and there's lots of exercises and examples and written music, but there's much more to them, I think, than meets the ear, which I sense that some people, some readers are missing. So I want to create a handful of these videos that will show you how to get the most from those important components of the book. Each video I'm going to dedicate to one aspect of playing and how to use those music files for that one aspect. This video will show you how to use the music files to improve your intonation. Now, before I launch into playing with the audio files, let's start by giving you a baseline for kind of your intonation hearing, right? How well you hear the notes that are in and out of tune. So let's start with a tuning note, right? So listen to the tuning note. I'm going to play and tell me if I'm in tune. So was that in tune? Was it flat? Was it sharp? Was it just right? Listen to it again. Was it flat, sharp, or just right? Well, it was flat. It was pretty flat. All right. Here's another. Listen again. Here's the tuning note. Flat, sharp, or good? Listen again. Flat again. And you thought I'd go sharp on you, right? This time less flat, but it was still flat. All right, how about this last one? What was that? All right, that time it started sharp and went flat. All right, here's the note in tune. Right? Now, some of the intonation problems people have are caused by poor breath support, right? Not supporting the tone, not putting enough air into the tone. And for that, check out my video on breathing. I did a kind of a cool video a couple weeks ago about breath support and some things I recommend for building up your air. Anyway, we've all been in groups where at some point we decide to tune, right? And it sounds like this. Right? So are we in tune after that? Well, in my experience, no. Let me just say that a couple things about tuning your horn. A lot of times players try and find the tuning note, right? What I mean is they kind of instinctually lip up or down to match the pitch because they think that's kind of the objective, but they don't make the adjustment in their tuning slide. So instead, listen to the reference tone and then play a strong first position tone. If you're trumpet player, open valve, whatever it is. But don't try and find the tone. Hear it, and then hear where you are and make the adjustments to the tuning slide. Now, I know that seems pretty basic, but I hear a lot of guys that are, they try and find the tune and they don't really know where they are in relation to the pitch. Now, you probably are saying, I also like to kind of scoop up on the tuning note, kind of helps me get centered on it. It's just something I do. All right. I've also been in situations where players get out their phone tuning app before the gig, like in the green room, right, or wherever, and after a couple of notes, they convince themselves that they're in tune. Well, the app doesn't tell you you'll perform in tune. In fact, I think it does the exact opposite by fooling you into thinking that as long as your tuning note is straight up at 12 noon, right, you're going to perform all your notes in tune. Well, I want to show you an example of this in action. So here's a tuning meter. And I'll play a B flat over a B flat major 9 chord. Right, good to go? But what happens if I play that note over this? Well, I'm playing that B flat, or A sharp in this case, over an F sharp major 9. So, of course, the major third is going to be flat. 10 cents, 12 cents, something like that. Personally, I say delete your tuning app. Now, I know that's a very provocative statement, and it's probably going to get a lot of comments from people who disagree with that. I hope it does. But I can honestly think of 2 good uses for a tuning app. One is if you're a young player and you're working to find the notes in the position on the horn. The strobe can help you, although I still recommend spending the time listening to the music and finding the notes by ear and listening for when they sound in tune, right? You're just going to have to start developing that skill now, but the strobe can help you find them. The second one is to play a note without first looking at the tuning app, right? So as you hold the note, look at the tuner and see where the note lies. Don't try and change your pitch, trying to make the meter show the note to be in tune. Just look at where it is. Now let me give you an example of that. Let me play B flat, or A sharp, over a few different, very different chords. I'll play the note first so you can hear its place in the harmony, and then I'll expose the tuner. Okay? Okay, so that shows us that intonation is contextual, meaning that the proper pitch of each note depends on the other notes that you're playing with. And your ears are your guide, not your eyes, okay? And again, the reason I'm not a fan of playing notes into a tuning app is because it treats pitch as an absolute instead of relative based on the context of the music. Okay, so that's a lot to talk about. Let's I think it's important background to playing in tune with music. Call it tuning your ear. But let's get back to the audio tracks, all right? Let's play with one of the book's music files, since this video is supposed to be about these music files and how they can help you work on intonation, all right? The music file, the sound file I'm going to use is called Island Minds, and it comes from the book Trombone Improvisation Savvy. So all we want to do is play various notes within the harmony of the music. Listen really well to each note you play, and try not to move on to the next note until you feel that the note you're on is in tune with the music. The harmony of the music is static, so you have plenty of time to play a note, adjust, whatever you need to do. So start the track and just play various notes. Go slow, and like I said, move on once you're satisfied with the pitch of the prior note. Give yourself simple intervals and simple patterns. Just at least as you're starting out, you're not trying to blow people away with your improvisation skills, but rather give a deep listen to pitch, right? And of course, if you want to record and listen back, I highly recommend that, and do it like a stranger sent you, this file for your opinion, right? So be objective, be ruthless, be honest, and let me demonstrate how that looks, okay? You get the idea? So, to play with that music track, just go to the Island Minds file using this short URL, bit.ly/Island Minds. And like with any of these music files, first listen to it. Maybe listen to the whole thing in its entirety just to kind of get the tonality into your ear, and then start playing notes. Not fast, but listen, critically listen. So does it feel like it's in the center or the core of the surrounding harmony, right? Because again, your best answer to that comes from listening back to your recording. Record it, listen back, because I promise you that hearing you play after the fact will make you much more attuned to the pitch. And you may not like what you hear, right? But that's okay. You're building a skill. Now, I feel it's important to add a caveat here, because after all of this, that, I'm not suggesting that everything you play, especially as an improviser, if that's what you do, has to be locked in tune. There are lots of cases where I take liberties with the pitch as kind of an effect, because after all, if you play trombone, being able to play microtones and sweeps, that's a gift, right? You don't have any buttons, valves, or keys that kind of lock you into a pitch. The principles within this video are for when you want to nail the pitch. It's when you need to nail the pitch, okay? So in the next video, I'm going to demonstrate how best to use these tracks to improvise over rhythm and time, okay? So subscribe to my YouTube channel to be notified of that video once it comes out. And in the meantime, have fun working on your intonation.